Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and lately there's been a lot of news around Overwatch 2, because Overwatch 2 is coming on Steam on August 10th. There's going to be the third and final episode of the anime series coming out on Thursday, and the Overwatch League might be shutting down. Yeah, the future for the Overwatch League is looking very, very grim, for lack of better words. Now, I need you guys to watch this video in its entirety, and to share this video with anybody that's confused about the Overwatch League, because a lot of people will see that the Overwatch League is shutting down as soon as this might be the final season, and honestly might, but not understand why the Overwatch League might be shutting down. And once again, it all has to do with money. So the reason why people started talking about the Overwatch League shutting down today is because Blizzard just released its second quarter earnings. Because Blizzard is a publicly traded company, they have to share all of their financials of the divisions within the company. This includes their eSports division. And it's no secret, it's not just an Overwatch League problem, it's just an eSport problem all across the board, that it's not making any money. But especially in the Overwatch League, it's taking more money than it is gaining money, and you see that in the financials. Now, like I said before, this isn't just a Blizzard problem. I'm sure if every other esport was a publicly traded company, you would also see that they're also losing money. Oh wait, that's what's happening with FaZe Clan. Ooh. But the earnings is just the first domino in the long line of them, because the next thing that they said is that they're gonna be axing and firing a lot of people within their esports division. This, of course, includes their Overwatch League and Calling All Heroes division. In fact, layoffs have already started happening within the esports division at Blizzard, with 50 employees already letting go. And that might not seem like a lot, maybe if you're working at Apple or a Tesla, but Blizzard, especially the Overwatch division, has a notoriously small team. I know lots of people like to meme, oh, small indie company, but their esports division is even smaller. For 50 people to get let go, that's a significant part of their esports division. But that's just the second domino in what is probably the biggest domino, and that is the new operation agreement that is being proposed by the Overwatch League. This is the biggest reason as to why I think the Overwatch League will cease to exist, especially if the Overwatch League teams do not want to agree to the terms and conditions. And I'll read it quote for quote so that there is no confusion. During the second quarter, we amended certain terms of our collaborative agreements with team entities participating in the Overwatch League. According to the amended terms, following the conclusion of the current Overwatch League season, the teams will vote on an updated operating agreement. If the teams do not vote to continue under an updated operating agreement, a termination fee of $6 million will be paid to each participated team entity, totaling a fee of approximately $114 million. Now, the wording seems a little bit confusing. Like, okay, teams would have to pay $6 million to leave the league. No. That's what I thought first, and logically speaking, that makes sense. Like, okay, a team would pay $6 million to lead the league. It's the other way around. If teams do not agree with the new operating terms and conditions, the Overwatch League will be paying the team $6 million to leave the league. And unless I'm wrong in understanding the wording, but teams would get paid $6 million to leave esports? They would be making money to leave esports? That would be the first time an esports team would actually make money. Yes, sign me up! Now, why would teams do this? And again, I'm going to try to explain the simplest terms as possible, because it's very confusing. And again, I don't work at Blizzard or in the Overwatch League, so I don't know the full details and the reason as to why teams wouldn't take this deal, but here's my understanding of it. Back in the day when teams were being formed, they all had to pay what was called like a franchise fee. Basically, you would pay for a permanent slot in the Overwatch League, and that fee was about $30 million or so. And the reason why these franchise owners, aka billionaires with deep pockets, paid that much up front is because they were basically promised the next New York Yankees or the LA Lakers or Arsenal Soccer Club. They were promised a big possible team that they could later on sell down the road for billions of dollars, just like how Michael Jordan sold his Charlotte Hornets share for like $3 billion. They just had to pay $30 million up front right now to let esports and the Overwatch League grow. So these franchises kept their end of the bargain by paying all this money up front, but the Overwatch League, for whatever reason, probably isn't keeping up their end of the bargain. I don't know what their end of the bargain entails. I don't know if it's like a certain revenue stream. I don't know if it's certain promises in terms of operating, like when it comes to players or teams playing. Again, I don't work for the league. I don't know the exact details. All all I know is that the Overwatch League is proposing a new agreement to all of these teams. And when these teams already paid so much money up front, and when they're seeing that they're bleeding money by having operating costs, which is involving player signing and housing these players, flying these players to tournaments, also building infrastructure like offices and player facilities and stuff like that, that costs a lot of money, and this wouldn't be a problem if Overwatch League teams saw money coming in. Overwatch League teams would gladly spend like $2 million in operating costs if they saw maybe even just $5 million, shoot, even $3 million coming in. But the problem is that they're not seeing $3 million, they're not even seeing $2 million. They're seeing negative money coming in. They're spending more money than they are seeing it. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, how aren't they making money? I just bought an Overwatch League jersey last year, and I just bought an Overwatch League skin pack the other day. And while that's cute, the Overwatch League isn't making most of their money from merchandise deals, just like how the NFL isn't either. They make most of their money from TV deals. When these broadcast teams go to the NFL, they want to buy exclusive rights to broadcast these NFL games. And they do this because they know billions of people watch NFL games. So they put up a bunch of money up front, and then they make even more money from their own advertisement deals, and it's a win-win for everybody. And then the NFL takes that big pool of money they got from the broadcast team and equally distributes out to all of their teams. And I'm pretty sure that's the exact same deal that the Overwatch League had with YouTube, where YouTube gave them a big pool of money and then they equally distributed it to all their teams, but then that big pool of money got smaller and smaller, and then when the YouTube deal is about to run out, they go back to YouTube and be like, hey, you want to give us a new big pool of money? And then YouTube would be like, not a lot of people watch the Overwatch League. Here's a small pool of money. And that's when the uh-oh happens. So, when the Overwatch League goes to these franchise owners and these billionaires and propose the new agreement, which that's the key thing here. It's the agreement. The agreement that they're going to propose has to be favorable for these team owners. Otherwise, the team owners are going to pull out. Because the billionaires will ask themselves, why are we going to be spending anywhere from like $500,000 to $1 million, upwards of $2-3 million a year to keep our Overwatch League franchise slots when we can just not? Like, we can stop losing money and pull out. The reason why they would continue is because they are still hopeful on this dream. They still believe that the Overwatch League will grow and hence make their Overwatch League slot not worth $30 million, but worth $3 billion, just like the New York Yankees or the LA Lakers. And some teams will probably agree to this new contract because they believe in their squad, but more importantly, they have revenue streams coming from outside of the league. Looking at it logically, looking at the Overwatch League as a whole, we already saw one team completely full, the Chengdu Hunters. We saw the LA Gladiators' whole operating system, not just in Overwatch League, but in esports as a whole, get completely gutted down to the bone. And if I can speak on my own experience, I won't leak anything that I'm not supposed to, but the Florida Mayhem, I highly doubt that they would really be interested in keeping their Overwatch League team based on what I saw when I was there. That's all I'm gonna say. From personal experience and just looking at the Overwatch League as a whole, it doesn't really look good because, again, teams are not making money, and the only reason why they would want to stay is either the agreement is very favorable for the Overwatch League owners, or they believe that they can still make money and they believe in the Overwatch League, which is great, which is admirable because, hey, I still believe in the Overwatch League too. They just had a rough couple years because of the pandemic and because Blizzard completely abandoned Overwatch 1, had no support, so that meant that outside of the Overwatch League sphere, people didn't really have any interest in the Overwatch League, so they didn't watch. But it's all based on that agreement, and if teams still believe. But if anybody has any sense of logic here, I don't think Overwatch League teams really have a lot of belief in themselves, because if they had a buyer for their esports team, they would have sold a long time ago, because that's exactly what happened with the Philadelphia Fusion when they sold it to the Soul Infernal owners. But that's all I have to say about the Overwatch League as of right now. I'm sure I'll make an updated video, a couple updated videos down the road, because this is big, man. If the Overwatch League folds, this will not be a good look for Overwatch 2, but then again, Overwatch 2 and its team operated very very separate league than the league. But I still feel for the employees because I didn't even mention about the employees getting laid off and let go. And these are real people with real families and losing their jobs. And it's not good, man. It's not good for anybody. So normally I like to end these videos off on a high note, but it's just not good, man. It is not good for esports, not even just Overwatch League, man. But we'll see what happens. So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch 2 videos to come, and bye.